2024 at Universal Orlando is going to be very crowded, and there's a group of people that are going to be here that are going to make the crowds even bigger. 1, 2, 3, 4, let's go get started. Let's go Krystal Palace. More cheerleading competitions are taking place at Universal Orlando this year. This means increased crowds because guess what? They're performing in the parks. So I'm going to tell you everything you need to know, when it's going to be, where it's going to be, and if you're a cheerleader watching, good luck, sisters. Let's go find out what your experience is going to be like here at Universal for your cheerleading competition. We're starting out in Universal Studios, Florida. If you've ever seen the movie Bring It On, In It to Win It, I'm sure you have. It's filmed at Universal Orlando. So today we're also going to be sharing some filming locations. And we're starting right here at the Studio Audience Center, First Aid, because past productions at Universal, we have Bring It On 4. That's the scene out in City Walk. How awesome is that? So if you're coming for a cheerleading competition, you're probably going to have a limited time in the parks between practicing and all that good stuff. So here are the top rides that you need to do when you're in Universal Orlando. That's at least if your coach was anything like my coach. We had no time to have fun. We were just slaving away. But anyways, not to bring up my past trauma, here are the top rides you need to do. If it's open, ride Rip Ride Rocket because you can select your own song while you ride. And it's a lot of fun. Last time I picked Man, I Feel Like a Woman. It's pretty lit. You might want to ride the Mummy. It's an indoor roller coaster attraction, but I wanted to mention that the Universal does have single rider lines for a lot of the attractions. So just to save some time, if you don't mind being split up from your group, hop on the single rider line. I just did it for the Mummy. It took 8 minutes compared to the 20-minute wait. Another ride you're gonna need to do is the Jurassic World Velocicoaster. It's an absolute must. Look at that go. Another must do is of course the Incredible Hulk coaster if you're brave enough to face the Hulk. You might recognize this place from Bring It On, In It to Win It because this is where they actually had the cheer off. So it looks a little different because it was at night. They made it look like spooky and stuff, but they put up fences and they had their cheer off right in the streets of New York here in Universal Studios, Florida. Who doesn't love Starbucks? There are Starbucks in both of the Universal parks as well as in the Universal hotels that you're probably going to be staying at, Cabana Bay, Endless Summer, and Hard Rock. Another spot they utilized in Universal Studios Florida was this lagoon. It was Universal 360. They had these big globes and they projected videos of them dancing on it. You might remember the scene from Bring It On, In It to Win It. So if you're visiting during one of these cheer competitions, you might expect higher crowds. Now, if you check out www.thekrystalpalace.com, I do have a list of all the events for Universal as well as the cheerleading competitions. So it's really not going to be that bad. You know, if you've ever been to Disney during a cheerleading competition, you just see more of the groups in the park, but it's more important for staying at the hotels. So if you want to avoid a crowded hotel, especially Cabana Bay is a very, very popular one for the cheerleading events, then make sure you're keeping an eye on this calendar to see when the cheer events are taking place because it also will make it more expensive because the demand is higher. So the Jaws ride is no longer here in Universal Studios Florida, but when they filmed Bring It On, In It to Win It, they actually used part of the Jaws ride in the movie, which was a pretty cool nod. And you can still get a picture with Jaws. You can see this guy doing it behind me. And it's like an iconic picture. You have to take it when you're here at Universal Studios. Great photo op. If you don't get enough cheerleading pictures, or maybe it's just a fun thing you want to do with your friends, you could go into this amazing pictures place and be a star in a photo op. They have a cheerleader magazine, 867. You can put your face in it. I actually have this from probably 15 years ago. It's still here. If you're visiting in February or December, it might be a little chilly. They got the hats right out front today. If you're a Harry Potter fan, don't forget about Diagon Alley. You might miss the entrance because it's right in here. And here it is. The Gringotts Dragon will go off every 10 minutes. They'll breathe fire. It's something you don't want to miss. It's really awesome. You You also have to try a butterbeer. It's a staple here in Universal and the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. They come in all different forms: hot, cold, frozen, potted cream, fudge, and ice cream. And butterbeer is non-alcoholic, so everybody can enjoy it. Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts is another must ride. Now I have a tip for riding the rides at Universal. If you wear a fanny pack or a belt bag, it's way better than using a backpack, because then you're gonna have to put it in the locker. You cannot bring backpacks on rides at Universal. So I have on the Lululemon belt bag, but any fanny pack, belt bag would be fine. They might ask you if you can put it around your waist, the belt bag. Sometimes they do that for like rides like Hagrid's, but that's way better than wearing a backpack. You're gonna have to use the locker situations. It's annoying. So belt bag, fanny pack is the way to go here. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comments. I'll answer, from one retired cheerleader to a current one. I'll be happy to help. If you're looking for a place to eat inside of the parks, I recommend the Minion Cafe, Cafe La Bamba. Those are my two favorite in Universal Studios Florida. Over in Islands of Adventure, I love Thunder Falls Terrace. The rotisserie chicken salad is amazing. Mythos is a great sit-down place over in Islands, and Finnegan's is a great sit-down place over here in Universal Studios Florida. We're now in Richter's. I've never actually tried Richter's before, so we're gonna try it together. It's a little expensive, so I hope it's okay. Here in Richter's, they do have plant-based options as well, plant-based burgers. Here is the burger and fries from Richter's. It doesn't look too bad, honestly. So it's pretty good. The bun is not the best, but that's just like Florida bread. But the burger itself is not bad at all. Look at that. I was expecting, like, you know, those flat patties they sometimes give out, but that's pretty thick burger. And the fries are actually amazing. The Lost Continent is another filming location for Bring It On, In It to Win It. It was called the Enchanted Oak Tavern. There was a restaurant here, and that is where they filmed Bring It On, In It to Win It. That is actually where they met, right outside of Enchanted Oak Tavern. Another filming location that's no longer here is the whole ride, Dueling Dragons. It used to be right here in Hogsmeade, and before Hogsmeade was even here, that's when they filmed the movie. It's pretty much what Bring It On, In It to Win It was about. Their main stunt that won them the competition was inspired by the Dueling Dragons ride. It's no longer here, but now there's a ride that replaced it that's honestly even better than Dueling Dragons: Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure. The biggest thing to know that is impacting everybody, regardless if you're a cheerleader or not, is that this theater right here, the Toon Lagoon Theater in Islands of Adventure, will be home to a cheerleading competition this year. This theater has been vacant for a long time, but now they're bringing the cheerleaders inside the parks. So those days of the competition, Islands of Adventure and Toon Lagoon are going to be packed. I remember back in my day, we actually competed in Disney's Hollywood Studios in the Indiana Jones Theater. They don't do that anymore in Disney, so that's why it's kind of tea, because Universal is kind of pulling the cheerleading away from Disney, probably because it's cheaper, and I honestly don't think Disney wants the cheerleaders there anymore. So Universal Islands of Adventure gonna have a cheerleading competition in the park. But what I was saying, when I used to cheer inside Hollywood Studios, they did the awards in the park as well, and I remember just all the cheerleaders all over the streets, and our families were all there, and so it's going to be crowded. Big change you're going to need to know. But if you are cheerleading in here, that's awesome. I'm so jealous. It sounds so fun. So if you're performing or you're having a competition in the Blue Man Group Theater, the former Blue Man Group Theater, you'll most likely be going through this entrance right here. They'll have signs up, of course, when it's time for the competition, because it is right back there. And this is located in City Walk, so it's not through the park gates or anything like that. It's just free for anybody to walk in this area. Some more filming locations you might recognize is first the Hard Rock Hotel. This is where they stayed, so a lot of the movie was actually filmed here. Now you might recognize the front lawn. That's where they practiced. That's where they got on the bus and they were about to go home. You're also going to recognize the pool area, and the Hard Rock pool is amazing. This is one of Universal's best hotels, but they were hanging out at the pool, they were in the rooms, and of course they had the cheer off in the sand right here at the Hard Rock Hotel pool. Such an iconic scene. If you're coming for cheer, you're most likely staying at Cabana Bay, Endless Summer, or maybe even the Hard Rock Hotel. But I do have videos, resort tours, and room tours of all of these hotels. If you want to check them out, see what they're like, see what the rooms are like, the pools are like, check them out on the Krystal Palace YouTube channel, and I'll link them in the description right down below. We can't forget the final competition scene. This was filmed right in Universal City Walk. You could see the stage still standing today. This whole filming location was awesome. Such an iconic moment of the movie, of course. And fun fact, I had a cheer coach that actually was a professional cheerleader in the movie. I think that does it for us here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and it gave you a little insight as to what's coming up and what's changing in Universal 2024 with all these cheerleading competitions. Be sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to the Krystal Palace right down below for more fun adventures. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.